Today's video is on 5 kids who sued their parents.
Number 5. Lane New. In 2010, a 16-year-old Lane New from Arkadelphia, Arkansas, filed harassment charges against his mother, Denise New. He claimed that his mother logged onto his Facebook account without his permission and harassed other teens he was friends with. According to Lane, his mother even went as far as to change his password in order to lock him out of his own account, and then posted slanderous messages pretending to be him. When people in real life confronted Lane about this, he was totally confused, but he soon found out it was his mom doing it, so he ended up suing her. Denise, on the other hand, claimed that she was simply monitoring her son's Facebook profile to make sure he was using the internet in a safe way after she found out from her son's friend that he'd been taking part in some pretty insane behavior, like sneaking out at night and driving 95 miles per hour home. Unfortunately for Denise, the judge and jury disagreed and sentenced her to 30 days in jail and a year probation for harassment. Number 4. Stephen and Catherine Miner. Kimberly Garrity raised her son Stephen Miner and daughter Catherine Miner in a really nice $1.5 million home in Illinois, but the children have since grown into their 20s and filed a $50,000 lawsuit against their mom, suing her for bad mothering. The 24-year-old Stephen and the 20-year-old Catherine cited that she would not take Catherine to a car show, threatened to call police if Stephen did not fasten his seatbelt, and called Catherine at midnight one night to tell her to come home from a party. And if that wasn't weird enough already, they also complained that she didn't send them birthday money after they became adults. Now, you may be wondering what lawyer would actually entertain this. Well, it turns out that one of their lawyers was actually their father and Kimberly's ex-husband. After 2 years of court battles, the case was dismissed, with the court saying their mother's conduct was not extreme or outrageous. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to our channel with notifications on. Number 3. Daughter sues parents for posting photos of her on Facebook. In September 2016, an unnamed 18-year-old girl from Carinthia in Austria sued her parents because of the abundance of embarrassing photos of her on Facebook while she was growing up. After getting her Facebook account at 14, the teen saw the embarrassing photos posted online to her parents' 700 friends and immediately demanded they be taken down. According to the 18-year-old, her parents posted upwards of 500 pictures of her over the years, including shots from her infancy and childhood. She claimed that her parents had no respect for boundaries or privacy throughout her childhood and had posted pictures of her sitting on the toilet in her underwear and in other situations for all of their 700 friends to see. The girl had repeatedly asked her parents to take the photos down, but they denied her requests every time, claiming that the photos are their property and that they are free to post them anywhere they please. So when the girl turned 18, she decided to take her parents to court. The case is still ongoing, but the girl's lawyer has said that she stands a fair chance of winning. Number 2. Jordan Zeidman. Long Island student Jordan Zeidman was promised $5,000 from his maternal grandmother Rachel Steinfeld at his 2007 bar mitzvah, the same gift that she had given his siblings at their celebrations. Jordan had long had a strained relationship with his mother, Shirley Zeidman, who was not invited to the bar mitzvah but came anyway. At Jordan's bar mitzvah celebration, his grandmother gave him $5,000, but because that's a lot of money for a 13-year-old to have, the grandmother gave the money to his mom and told her to hold on to it. Shirley was supposed to save up for Jordan's college fund, but Jordan never received the money, and the mom ended up spending it on herself. Because this money was for tuition fees, Jordan feared he may not be able to go to college. So in 2014, Jordan, by then 19, ended up suing his mom for the money. The case dragged on for a year and a half, and Shirley Zeidman tried to claim in court that the money was never promised to Jordan, but an IOU for $5,000 in her own handwriting proved otherwise. In the end, a judge ruled that Shirley was liable for not only the original amount, but 9% interest over the 8 years the money had been withheld, as well as attorney's fees. a final judgment of about $11,000 in Jordan's favor. Number 1. Gregory K. Gregory Ralph Kingsley had a pretty rough childhood with an alcoholic father and a frequently homeless mother. He was used to living in cars and never being in the same school for long. At first, Gregory was living with his father, but at the age of 8, he went to live with his mother and some relatives. However, it wasn't long until he was sent to foster care. He was living at a boys' ranch when he was found and taken in at the age of 10 by the Russ family, whose home gave Gregory the sense of belonging he had been missing all of his life. His foster parents wanted to adopt him, but his mother refused to give up her parental rights, even though his father relinquished his. It was then when a 12-year-old Gregory decided that legal action was the only way to keep his new family life. In a highly publicized 1992 custody trial that the media called a divorce, Gregory asked the court to terminate his mother's parental rights and allow his adoption to go forward. While Gregory's father didn't contest his adoption by the Russ family, Rachel fought a losing battle for her parental rights. The court ruled that Gregory had been neglected and abandoned, and that it would be in his best interest to grant his petition. The judge then successfully divorced the boy from his mother and granted full custody to the Russ family. The judge even got the boy's name changed from Gregory to Sean Russ. This case has been portrayed in 2 TV films, a 1993's Switching Parents with Joseph Gordon-Levitt starring as Gregory, and A Place to Be Loved from 1993 with Tom Geary in the main role. Gregory Kingsley, now known as Sean Russ, earns a top spot on our list of 5 kids who sued their parents. Now, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. Leighton Meester. The famous actress Leighton Meester didn't have the easiest childhood. She was staying with her grandmother while her mother, Constance Meester, was serving a federal sentence for a substance smuggling charge. After Constance finished her sentence, she had high hopes for Leighton, and they moved to Los Angeles. The mother acted as her manager, taking her to auditions and acting classes until it finally paid off. As Leighton started making more money, she would send some to her mother to help take care of her sick younger brother. Leighton eventually cut Constance off, but she was still sending $7,500 a month for her brother's medical expenses. Then in 2011, the actress filed a lawsuit against her mother after she found out that she was using the monthly checks for plastic surgery, Botox, hair extensions, and other things that weren't for her brother. Of course, Constance denied any wrongdoings and filed a counterclaim for $3 million, saying that she sacrificed her happiness to support Leighton's acting career. The greedy mom even went as far as to say that she would drop the lawsuit if Meester raised her monthly checks from $7,500 to $10,000, but she eventually dropped the case. Gary Coleman. As our next honorable mention, we have yet another case of an actor suing their parents. You may remember Gary Coleman as a child star who starred in Different Strokes. He was the one who said the famous line, "What you talking about, Willis?" Now, it's no secret that child actors have pretty rough lives. A lot of the time, they are often forced to work very long hours by their parents, who simply want money. This was the case with Gary Coleman. The only difference is that he actually sued his parents, who were also acting as his business managers, despite not knowing anything about the job. Gary claimed that his parents mishandled his money and then diminished his fortune to almost nothing. The judge actually awarded him $1.3 million, but the money went away quickly due to lawyer fees and poor investments.
I hope you all enjoyed today's video, narrated by Zach this time. Be sure to subscribe for more and check out some of our recent uploads.